Hello, this is the next demo about our file chooser efforts. And so last time it was a drop-down similar to these things that we have here, the type ahead autofile autocomplete, but with more features and a little bit nicer in my opinion. But we decided that we want to go all in with the traditional file chooser in a modal dialog. At least want to try that out. And this is now a demo about that. So this is a normal dialog. It has two file chooser things in it. The first one is the most interesting and the second one doesn't really work yet, so this might be the next effort to make something for creating files. But let's look at the first one. It's a text input. You can type here whatever you want. Nothing special happens with this right now. So you could copy paste a path or file that you find somewhere else into this, and then the dialog is supposed to validate that as normal. And when you click the action button or whatever the dialog would do with this. But if typing is too cumbersome, you have this icon here now, this button, and this opens now a stacked modal dialog with the proper file chooser in it. Stacking modals seems to work really well. There's nothing broken about it that I could find. Maybe something will break when we use drop downs here, but I haven't tried that yet. But anyway, so this kind of dialog works really well now. Now you have on the left side, you have your shortcuts and the recent tab, and it opens by default in the recent tab. And I've been fooling around with this, of course, so there's a lot of stuff here. This is supposed to be a demo that we can have columns here now. This is actually a table, and this is the location. We could put headers on top of here. We could have more fancy stuff. Yeah, the filters are now down here. There's a lot more space, so we can have longer labels. We can put them in a drop down if we like. The text input is here for filtering, and keyboard navigation also kind of works. I now went ahead and made custom styles for this because I couldn't stop myself. So now all the hovering with the mouse is distinct from navigating with the keyboard. And yeah, if you select something, it looks different again, so that now the hovering doesn't look like it's selected. Anyway, so we can talk about this and design it and see what Patternfly is doing. But these are my ideas right now. So now we have selected something that the dialog would accept, and the select button is enabled, and then we click it and it appears here in this text input as if we would have typed it. So that's the basic operation. Of course you can change the filters here. Now you get some different kinds of files here, and you can see now the locations may be interesting. You can have all the files, so there's a couple of stuff in here. And here are shortcuts. They go directly to a place in the file system, and when you start browsing like this, you get a breadcrumb trail here of your location. There's no up button anymore, so now you're supposed to click here in these things to get around your file system. And we can also select here, of course, and it goes here. I've just put a couple more shortcuts here for kicks. The pictures, of course, doesn't make sense. But you could now select something from here as well, and it appears in recent. Images would be something from libvirt. Yeah, this is of course not final or anything. We can talk about what goes here. All is your computer. This icon here is supposed to be your whole file system. You start at the root. Let's select the alsa config file and install the operating system into that, maybe. Yeah, maybe there should be more more protection against doing stuff like this. Filtering works. So let's go to downloads, and now we want to get all our Fedora images, so we start typing Fedora. There's only one. Do we have one with lowercase? No. I think we have a couple alpines. You get here this some indication that this is filtered now. So let's use this. Yeah, what else? I hope this is all pretty obvious and I don't have to explain any of these features. Here's a title. And we could put a line here, and we could do all kinds of styling and polishing. And yeah, the data model is also not completely clear right now. How do we do stuff? How do we select a directory, for example? If we want to select a location for something, we could now let's kill this. If we are in, what was that? Well, what was I going to say? Anyway, so that's a challenge still, how this thing should behave. If a directory is also something that can be selected, should the select button now be active? And if you click it, you get home MVO. I think so. And then how do we let people create files? There could be a text input here with the name of the new file, etc. Yeah, and then of course this thing is just a text input, but I think it would be nice if we would get some of the old autocomplete behavior back here. Maybe not with a drop down, but if you start typing and there's only one directory that starts like this, we could maybe do a nice autocomplete functionality with the right arrow key. But that's for later. Okay. That's it. Thanks a lot.